how you doing today? I'm back with a Sonic games tier list. That's right, I'm going to be ranking Sonic games from S to E based on, how much I like them. I'm on tiermaker.com. Big thanks to this person, Goopira. I believe that's the person who made it. By the way, be grateful, because this was not in... I took the time to put these in chronological order. Because originally, it was just a mess. It was just chaos, and not the good kind. Essentially, I've ordered the ones I've played. The ones I have not played, or at least I feel I haven't not played enough to be able to properly rank them, I've put down here. And some of the ones that were duplicates I've also put down here. Like, I don't feel like I need Sonic 1 and also the mobile version of Sonic 1 to both be on here. I feel like that's a bit redundant. Without any further ado, let's start this off by ranking Sonic the Hedgehog 1 on the Sega Genesis / Mega Drive. Let's see. I'm gonna just warn all the classic fans now. None of the Genesis era games are going above a B. So, sorry about that. Yeah, Sonic 1, I mean, I enjoy it. It's a fun game. It was the first Sonic game I played when I was getting into the franchise. I played it on the Xbox Live Arcade. And it's a fun game. I don't dislike it. It's just, not a big classic guy. And out of all the classics, except for another one, but we'll get there, it's kind of the least fun. You can't even spin dash. Like, it was when they were still finding their footing. And I respect it, but it's a C. Sonic 2, my favorite of the classic Sonic games, actually. We're going to put that in B, because I like it. Not much more to say. I just enjoy it. Sonic CD. Don't get me wrong, I don't dislike it. I can play it and enjoy it. But you cannot argue that level design is... What even is it? Like, you're bouncing all around the stage. It's so hard to move forward. Like, people talk about, oh, Sonic's about going fast, but the games don't let you go fast. This game, like, a lot of the games I would say, well, yeah, the point is that you're supposed to get better so that way you can go fast. And I guess that also applies to this game, but this game is just so dead set on stopping you from going fast that it's just... Ugh. Like, again, I don't dislike it. Like, it has one of my favorite opening cutscenes. Like, I love that opening. And there are so many people who go, oh, Sonic CD is the best classic Sonic game. I mean, yeah, the level design's a bit weird. It's a 2D platformer. If the level design isn't good, then what else is there? Anyway, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Again, down here there were versions that split it into Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles, but ain't nobody got time for that. I'll put it in B. I enjoy it. It's fun. But, again, I don't have much to say about the classic games, admittedly. Sonic R. Sonic R is not a good game. I will say that. And it's not one of those things where it's like objective, because it's my tier list, so I'm not going like, well, objectively it goes here. No, like, the controls are not great. God help you if you need to turn around, which you often need to do because there are collectibles in the racetracks that you're trying to get. But, God, I love it. I love it, but it's not... And, like, it's so short, too. But there's a reason that people got excited when they saw the R in that Team Sonic Racing teaser. I'll put it in D. It gets to go in D. All right, Sonic Adventure DX. And again, I'm using the versions I've played. I never played the original Dreamcast. I've never owned a Dreamcast. I do want to play the Dreamcast versions of the adventure games at some point. Sonic Adventure DX, I really enjoy it. It might be in my top 5 Sonic games. I don't know. You can click the link up there to find out. But I'll put it in A because I enjoy it. I really like the game. That being said, it has problems. Amy's story is atrocious. Big story, while I feel like its badness is overblown, it's still not great. But the four out of 6 of them are really good. And, people are like, oh, well, it hasn't aged well. No. People's tastes have changed, but it was... The way it was received at the time shows that it was a good game, in my personal opinion. So, it gets an A. Alright. Here we go. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. This puppy's going in S. This is, again, I don't want to spoil my top 5 Sonic games list, but that was so long ago I might as well. This is my favorite Sonic game. Sometimes it's tied with another game that we'll get to, but more often than not, I would say this is my favorite Sonic game. I love this game so much. You can hear me gush about it in that top 5 Sonic games video. I don't want to go too much into it, but just, good story, good level design, multiple playable characters, great music. The whole shebang. Sonic Advance! The game that proves that classic Sonic should not be around anymore, because it's just a classic Sonic game, but with modern Sonic sprites. I'll put it in B. It's fun. It's a fun game. Not anything too groundbreaking, but it wasn't trying to be. Again, I think it was just trying to be a classic Sonic game in a time when we hadn't really gotten that in a while. Sonic Advance 2, similar story. It's a fun game, but, you know. Alright, Sonic Battle. Oh, boy. Here's the thing about Sonic Battle. It has a great story. It has one of the best stories, like top 5, maybe top 3 Sonic stories of all time. And yeah, oh, that's not tough. I mean, look at the way the stories are. But, like, like, the ending damn near brought me to tears. Like, it really invoked an emotional reaction. Emerald's story is so sad. The artwork is great. The music is great. Yeah, but the gameplay, like, customizing Emerald is fun, but the actual battling part of Sonic Battle, it's not, I'll put it in C. But I would recommend giving it a try. And also, I would recommend, if you don't want to play it, looking up the cutscenes, or whatever you would call the story on YouTube. Also, IDW, make a comic out of the Sonic Battle story. Why not? You know, you could draw it in that style, like a comic book done in the art style of Sonic Battle, doing Sonic Battle's story. That would be great. Sonic Heroes. I'll put it in A. I'd probably put it in S, but Team Chaotic's story really drags it down for me. And also there are some levels where it's just kind of like, eh. But overall, it is one of my favorite Sonic games. It might get bumped up to S later. We'll see. These are subject to change throughout the list. Things might get moved up or down. We'll see. But right now, I'm putting it at A. Sonic Advance 3. The teaming up mechanic was cool. I'll say that. Other than that, it doesn't... Yeah. Shadow the Hedgehog. Okay. Here's the thing about Shadow the Hedgehog. It is in my top 10 Sonic games. I really love this game. I love it. And it is the closest we've ever gotten to a proper sequel to Sonic Adventure 2. And also, it kind of pulls together the entire Adventure era in a way. Well, at least up to that point. In my opinion, the Adventure era goes till Unleashed, because a lot of the gameplay elements carried on till there, but the Adventure era till that point, because you visit Angel Island again, and you visit these settings from Adventure 2, like the Ark and Prison Island, and you see the Egg Fleet again, and it has all these references to Sonic Adventure, Adventure 2, and Heroes, and for someone like me, who the Adventure era is their favorite era of Sonic, that's really cool to see that. It was, in a way, it's almost like the Sonic Generations of just the Adventure era. And yeah, the guns were stupid. It was completely unnecessary, especially when one of his powers is shooting energy out of his hands. And yes, the different missions that they made you do were tedious. That one, Lost Impact, the one where you have to take out all the Chaos clones, F that mission, it's the dumbest thing ever, it's one of the worst things ever in the Sonic franchise. But I'm gonna give it a B. I really like this game. So yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog gets a B, don't at me. Alright, Sonic Rush. I'll give it an A. I'll put this in A. I don't know if it would go in my top 10 Sonic games, so it might be weird that Shadow's down here, but I think Shadow has more undeniable issues. Where Sonic Rush is just a fun game. I don't play it much anymore because I just don't use my DS much. But yeah, it's a fun game. I have a lot of nostalgia for the Rush games. We'll get to Rush Adventure in a bit, but yeah, I'll put Rush in A. Rush is a fun game. Sonic 06. Sonic 06 is an S. It is my second favorite Sonic game. Sometimes it's tied for first. I love it. It introduced Silver. I like the story. The Princess Elise stuff was weird, but it's a small fraction of the story. Shadow was characterized better here than he was in any of the other games. The level design is good. The voice actors were the ones I liked. The music is astounding. The environments looked great. And while, yes, the game has flaws, it undeniably has glitches, I feel like the problem is people use that as an excuse for being bad at it. And let me explain what I mean by that. Sonic 06 is not Sonic Generations. Even if the game was completely bugless, you would still be dying. You would still, like, it's a game that, regardless of glitches or not, you're going to get a game over at least once or twice. It's meant to be challenging. But because it's got this stigma of, oh, it's full of glitches, people can just go, no, the game is broken and it sucks. And they don't have to actually, like, try at it. Because the game just sucks. It's not my fault. I feel like a lot of people use that, but I feel like if people actually gave it a chance and tried to play it, and the first time they got a game over didn't go, it's because the game did this to me. And yeah, there are times when the game kills you. That loop in Wave Ocean is stupid. That you can fall through the wall as Knuckles. There are certainly points of that. But I think overall, a lot of the hate that this game gets is like bandwagon hating, and I feel like if people gave it an honest try and didn't quit on it and actually tried to persevere, I feel like this game would be better received. And personally, if you dislike the game, I get that. People have different opinions. But the bandwagon hating this game gets is just, I don't like it. But anyway, it's an S. Don't at me. Sonic Rivals. I mean, I'll put it in D. No, well, it was, technically it's Silver's canon debut. So for that, I'll put it in C. It might get bumped up to C later, but for right now, I'll put it in D. Just because I do enjoy the first Rivals game, but it's inferior to the second one, which we'll get to in a second. It's fun to play through, but it's you essentially just play the same game 4 times, and there's not even a last story. Like, I remember I beat all 4 of them expecting to get a last story, and there was no last story. So why do you have to play the game 4 times if there's no last story? And I guess you don't have to. You can stop after whatever one you want, But if Sonic games have taught me anything, you play through all the stories, and then there's a last story that you unlock by playing through all the stories. But there's not. It just ends. Which I thought was stupid. Sonic Rush Adventure, I think I'd probably also put that in A. I a lot of times see the Rush games as one. Like, I have a hard time differentiating them. I think the soundtrack in the first Rush is certainly better. Like, I like New Venture, but I don't know. I have a bit, I don't know. I consider them as one, so it's kind of hard to put one in A and one in B. Sonic Rivals 2. I consider this to be my favorite handheld Sonic game. You know, if you were to ask me out of the blue, what's your favorite handheld Sonic game, I would probably say Rivals 2. Because it's, well, as I said, everything in the first Rivals was improved upon in this game. There's actual voice-acted cutscenes. Well, not cutscenes. There's a picture of a character, and then the character says their lines, but the characters actually speak, which was a shock to me the first time I booted up the game. And considering the 4Kids voice cast is my favorite out of all the Sonic voice actors, that was a really nice surprise. Because, like, I played this, obviously, during the Roger Craig Smith era, so getting a new experience with those voice actors was really cool. And the game is fun. Again, there's still no last story, but at least I expected it this time. And the pairings are cool. The only thing I'll say is every character's at each other's throats in this game, because there has to be constant conflict in the game. But I like the story, I like the characterization, I like the voice acting, and the game is fun. Like, I do go back and I do play it fairly regularly. That being said, I'll put it in B, and I know you're probably thinking, well, didn't you say it was your favorite handheld Sonic game? Why are you putting it in B if Rush Adventure are in A? Just because, like, I think those, like, level design-wise and stuff are, actually, you know what? F it. It's my list. I'll put it in A. You know what? I regret nothing. It's in A. I'm not taking it back. So, Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood. I have not beaten this game, admittedly, but I've played through enough of it to know that I have conflicting opinions on it. So, essentially, this game has a good story. It really adds to the Sonic lore. The artwork in it is good. The characters' 3D models look weird, but the artwork that, like, you know, during the dialogue and, like, in the screen, like, the various screen stuff, like, that looks good. The lore's good. And, like, people like to comment, oh, the music sucks. I don't remember the music being too bad. And the opening theme of that game is great. I don't care what anyone says. But, the biggest problem I have is that, like, I've owned that game for a couple of years now and I still haven't finished it. Like, it's not a really compelling game to play. So, I think I'll put it in C, just because I like a lot of the stuff the game does. But at the same time, well, no, if I put that in C, I would have to move Rivals up to C. Because I wouldn't say it's better than Rivals. Oh, that's tough. So, that's difficult. Because again, like, and I wouldn't even say the gameplay is bad necessarily. I would just say that it's again, I've owned the game for a couple of years and I've never wanted to go back to it. Like, honestly, what needs to happen is they either need to make, like, a comic out of the story, which they can never do now because of legal troubles. Or if someone wants to make, like, an SFM animation of the story, I would watch the hell out of that. And yeah, like, I know there are branching story paths, but from what I played of it, the branching story paths seem to essentially be, is Sonic going to be a dick or not? So if you just assume that he's not going to be, and you just take that and make an SFM animation out of it, that would be amazing. If any talented animators are watching this, there's an idea for you. I don't know, but, like, as a game, I think I'll actually move. Actually, wait. This game was largely responsible for killing the Archie comics, so we're just going to put that... No. I'm not that petty. I mean, I am, but I'll put it in D. I'll put it in D. Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. Now, you might be thinking I skipped Riders. I didn't really play enough of it. I've played it, but I haven't played enough of it to feel like I can formulate a proper opinion on it. I have played through Zero Gravity quite a bit, though. And it's fun. I like it. I would probably put it, like... I think it's a C tier. Like, there's nothing amazing about it, but, like, you can play as different characters, and the environments are cool and all that. And the story is passable, and it's still the 4Kids voice cast. But overall, it's... I mean, it's not, like, amazing. Sonic Unleashed. Ooh. Ooh. Well, you see, it was number 5 on my top 5 Sonic games list, if I'm just going to spoil the whole list here, apparently. But, so you would think it'd be an A behind the other ones that were in it. But I played through it again. It's a really good game. It's really well polished. Oh, gosh. But would I put it above Adventure, though? Heroes I might, even though Heroes was above Adventure in my top 5. Maybe I need to remake that top 5 list. But, jeez. I'll put it here. I'll put it in S, and maybe I'll move Adventure up to S later. We'll see. Because it's a really good game, except all the times they make you balance on poles as the Werehog. That's the worst thing ever. Don't anyone tell you that there's a different worst part of the game, because that is the worst part of the game. Alright, next up we have Sonic and the Black Knight. I mean, obviously it goes in B for Black Knight. In all seriousness, I do really love this game. It doesn't give you a lot of reason to come back to it, unfortunately. But that being said, there's a lot of fan servicey stuff in it. You get to play as multiple characters, which is something that only kind of recently came back in Forces, and even then, Jason Griffith killed it as Sonic in this. I feel like the characterization of Sonic in this is actually probably the best out of all the series. Also, we got a new form, arguably one of my favorite super forms for Sonic, Excalibur Sonic. You know, and I've seen people criticize the cutscenes where it's like, oh, they didn't want to animate, so they did it. But, like, it's a really cool, like, stylized way of telling a story. I never played Secret Ring. Well, no, I did play Secret Rings. I played a bit of it at a friend's house. I've seen the cutscenes. I've listened to the music. I didn't like what I played, but again, I don't feel like I played enough to properly rank it. So that's why it's not on here. But Black Knight, it gets a B because I really like it. It's really fun, and I could go back and play it pretty much any time. But it's, like, I wouldn't put it in A or S, essentially. B is going to be crowded by the end of this. Sonic 4 Episode 1. It's not even like I have, like, a super, like, big hatred for the game. Because I'm not, like, a classic fanboy or anything. So it's not like I'm offended by, like, oh, it dumped on the legacy of the Genesis games. No, it's just not good. Like, on top of me not having a big affinity for the classic games, it's just not a good game. Like, actually, yeah, no. It stays in E as far as I'm concerned. Sonic Colors. We'll put it in C for colors. In all seriousness, I don't dislike this game, but I very much dislike the direction it put the series in. The cutscenes are bad, the music is alright, the level design is meh, the environments are pretty. I'll give it that much. But overall, yeah, it's average. I don't dislike it, but it goes in C. Colors DS. Now this is interesting. I actually consider the DS version the canon version. I don't care what anyone says, because more stuff actually happens in that version, as opposed to Sonic and Tails go make corny one-liners at an amusement park. You know, the other characters actually show up, and you can talk to them. The missions are a bit tedious in that game. They reference 06. They reference 06 with Silver and Blaze, so I'll put it in B. I'm going to put it above its console counterpart. Sonic Generations, I gotta give that an A. I gotta. It's not... It's not my perfect Sonic game. It's not even my ideal Sonic game, because I'm not the biggest fan of the boost formula. But that being said, it's a love letter to the series. It didn't shy away from featuring 06, which they very easily could have. They have all these different eras. The story again is non-existent, which I feel is one of its biggest sins. But yeah, what you gonna do? You know, it's also I've played way too much of it to put it below A. Sonic Generations 3DS. It's fine. It's a fine game. I don't have any issues with it. If you can find it for cheap, I would say play it. But it's not. It doesn't touch its console counterpart. Sonic 4 Episode 2 is interesting because I do like it, but like it's not nearly as bad as Episode 1. I mean, I like it more than Sonic 1. So, but do I like it more than I like these other games? Probably not. I'll put it in C. Because yeah, I do like the game. I do enjoy it. It's just yeah, I'll put it in C. Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed is fine. I don't really... Here's the thing. I'm not the biggest Sega fan overall. I like Sonic, and that's pretty much it. Like, admittedly, I've never went and played any of the other franchises, so I'm sure I would like them if I did. But I've just never really gotten around to it, so... It's not like the other references really are like, oh, like, people were whining endlessly about how Team Sonic Racing only had Sonic characters, but that was fine for me. Those were the only ones I wanted. But it was a fun game. I'm not the biggest fan of kart racers. I'll put it in C. It's a fun game. Sonic Lost World. I don't hate the game. I don't even know if I would say I dislike the game, but it's more of that colors writing. The level design is what even. The music is forgettable. I will say though, the way Sonic plays, like with the spin dash and with the run button and the parkour, if they put him in actual like good levels, like more Sonic-y, like maybe adventure-esque levels, I think that control style could actually work. Like, I would not mind seeing that come back just with better levels. They'll never do it. Ever, now, because, you know, Lost World has been put in the bin, but I would not mind that playstyle returning with better level design. Lost World 3DS, on the other hand, can eat garbage. I was trying to think of at least PG-13 thing I could say there. Nothing was coming to me. So it can eat garbage. Because, my lord, it is the worst... This is my least favorite Sonic game. It is the worst thing. Oh, my lord. So, the levels drag on for an eternity. It's not fun. There's so many problems. It's got the same bad story and mediocre music and whatever environments. But on top of that, it's just awful. And, oh, my lord. And the special stages. Do not even get me started on those special stages. Oh my lord, you gotta look like a jackass moving all around because it uses the stupid gyroscope motion controls. And even then, oh my lord, it's so bad. It's so bad. Oh, Jesus, it's so bad. Oh, I'm sorry, that triggered like flashbacks watching that, seeing Lost World 3DS. I'm sorry. Sonic Dash is, I mean, I like it. Sonic Runners, is fun. I'll give it a C. Sonic Runners Adventure, I'll give it D. It's fine, but, like, doesn't touch original runners. It belongs down here. Sonic Boom Fire and Ice also gets a D. Just because, like, it's not bad. Like, it's a perfectly passable game. That being said, it's, like... So, essentially, I didn't buy this game when it came out. I put off buying it for a while. Simply because... I had no interest in it. I didn't like Sonic Boom, the cartoon. I didn't play the other two games. But I was going on a road trip, and I had heard good things. It got, like, decent reviews, so I was like, whatever. I had a long bus ride, and I was like, I'll pick this up. Why not? It'll give me something to do. And it's fine. I would say if you can find it for cheap, then play it, but it's whatever. The cutscenes are awful. The music is... I played most of it on mute, because, again, I was on a bus, and I could have used my headphones, but I could not care to. I played most of it on mute, which I would argue made it better, because then when the subtitles came up for the cutscenes, I could just imagine it was Jason Griffith's voice. But so yeah, it's in D. Sonic Mania! You'll notice the Mania Plus is here, because they have another thing for Mania and Mania Plus, but like I don't think Mania needs 2 slots on here, especially considering there's nothing that Mania Plus adds that would bump it up. So we're just counting this as Mania. It gets a B. You know, I mean, I like the game. I really do. I've played a lot of it. It's a fun game. It's probably my favorite of the classic games. You know, not, you know, if we're going to count that as a classic edition, even though it didn't come out in the 90s. But that being said, it's not for me. I am an adventure fan. I like stories, and I like multiple playable characters. And yes, it has multiple playable characters, but it doesn't have, like, the modern characters. Like, I understand it's objectively a good game. It's just not what I look for in a Sonic game. And if tomorrow Izuka came out and said, you know what, the entire rest of the franchise is going to be Mania, which arguably has kind of become that. But, like, we're not doing 3D Sonic anymore. It's all going to be Mania sequels. If that happened, like, that would be that would maybe make me leave the franchise. And with that knowledge, I can't really give it anything above a B. Sonic Forces. I like Sonic Forces. I really do. I really like Sonic Forces. Like, okay, well, really, it gets boring, I'll admit. But, like, I have such nostalgia. Like, that was the first Sonic game I really, like, hyped up. Because, like, I remember the 25th anniversary party. Mania gets announced. Everyone goes crazy. Legit, my heart sank when Mania was announced. Because I was like, that's it? Like, I remember my immediate thoughts were like, so wait, are we going to have to wait another few years before we get a modern game? Are we going to get another modern game? Like, and then Project 2017 trailer plays. You know, you got Sonic. He's in this destroyed place. You know, classic Sonic shows up to help him, and they're like, join the Resistance. And then I followed all the news up until the release. Like, it's probably a good thing that my channel wasn't around when Forces was coming out, because it would have been nothing but like Forces Theory, Forces News, Forces this, Forces that. Because I was so excited for this game. And, like, I admit, objectively, it's probably a C-tier game. It's not great. I understand that. But, just because the experiences it gave me, and because I like the music, it's fun to speedrun, like, but it's, I give it a B. I'll give it a B. And Team Sonic Racing, I'm also going to give a B. Not much more to say. I mean, I have a video on Team Sonic Racing. You can go watch it. It's just, it was fun. I liked watching the characters interact. Silver got a big part in that game, which, you know, if you guys don't know, he's my favorite character. Of course you do. I don't shut up about it ever, but he's my favorite character. Again, the characters, my favorite part of Sonic is the characters. They got to do a lot. I mean, that was the whole crux of the game, was the teams. The races were fun. Again, I'm not a big racing game fan. So people are like, oh, the tracks are boring and they're, whatever. That doesn't, like, I have nothing to compare it to. I think that what really shot this game in the foot was coming out so close to Crash Team Racing. But, you know, yeah, like, I do wonder, had it come out not around Crash Team Racing, would it have had a better reception? Which, because it got decent reviews, but I think the fan base overall was very lukewarm on it. I don't know if that was maybe just some leftover, like, meh from Forces or what the deal is, but I really enjoyed it. It gets a B. And obviously, Tails in the Music Maker goes all the way up here. I'm kidding. I've never played that. Now, is there anything I want to change? I would feel weird moving Adventure up to S, but leaving Heroes down here. Because I view them about the same. I'm going to move Adventure up to S. Because while I view it as about on par with Heroes. I'm not going to move Heroes up. But I will move Adventure up just because it established so much of what I like about Sonic games. And while, yes, Amy and Big are bad, those stories are relatively quick, whereas Heroes, you have all of Team Chaotix, which is just a dumpster fire. And also the story in Adventure, yes, the cutscenes look goofy, but the story in Adventure is better than the story in Heroes. So I'm putting Adventure up in S. Even though, it's funny, again, Heroes was above Adventure in my top 5 Sonic games list, so. But as I said, I view them as about on par. Even though, again, one is an S and one is an A. So in S, we have Sonic Adventure DX, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, Sonic 06, and Sonic Unleashed. In A, we have Sonic Heroes, Sonic Rush Adventure, Sonic Rivals 2, and Sonic Generations. In B, we have Sonic 2, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Sonic Advance 2, Sonic Advance 3. Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic and the Black Knight, Sonic Colors DS, Sonic Mania, Sonic Forces, and Team Sonic Racing. In C, we have Sonic the Hedgehog 1 on the Sega Genesis, Sonic Battle, Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, Sonic Colors on the Wii, Sonic Generations 3DS, Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 2, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed, and Sonic Runners. In D, we have Sonic CD, Sonic R, Sonic Rivals, Sonic Chronicles, Sonic Lost World, Wii U Edition, Sonic Dash, Sonic Runners Adventure, and Sonic Boom Fire and Ice. And in E, in Garbage, you know what, I'm going to change the name right now. In Garbage, we have Sonic 4 Episode 1, and actually, no, I wouldn't even view that as garbage. Sonic 4 Episode 1 sucks, but it's kind of inoffensive. Lost World is garbage. Actually, you know what? I can add a row. Alright. Cool. Garbage. There we go. Alright. So, in E, we have Sonic 4 Episode 1. And in Garbage, I wrote Grabbage. You know, it doesn't deserve proper spelling. We'll leave it as Grabbage. In Grabbage, we have Sonic Lost World 3DS Edition. So, that's it. That's my tier list. Let's save. All right, cool. So now we're in bright mode. All right, so there's the gosh darn it these ads. So yeah, there's the list. Feel free in the comments below to tell me like where you would rank various Sonic games. I invite, you know, respectful discussion. If you want to call me an idiot, I mean, I guess you can do that, but it'll hurt my feelings. Anyway, so yeah, there we go. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to leave a like, start subscribing, help grow the channel. Yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye.